guys, it's Red here. How are ya? Yeah, good. Today I'm going to be reading some r/MaliciousCompliance. Are you ready? You are. Okay, let's get going with the first story. Challenge accepted. Platypuses are mammals. When I was in 3rd grade, we swapped teachers with other classes for science, SS, grammar, so that the teachers could share the prep work. In science, we had a quiz about animal taxonomy, and for the last question it asked us to write the names of 3 mammals. I was a biology nut and loved animals. I owned and spent hours reading animal encyclopedias, so I wrote down aardvark, gorilla, platypus, to show off my knowledge of how to spell the names of these exotic creatures. The science teacher, who doesn't know me outside of this class, expecting cat, dog, mouse, must have been derailed, and when I got my paper back, I see that I have 90%, and she'd crossed out platypus. I go up to her and politely show her the mistake and ask her to correct my grade to the 100%, which I normally received, cause nerd. And she informs me I'm wrong, a platypus isn't a mammal. I'm flabbergasted and replied that it is a monotreme, which are a type of mammal. She smugly returns that all mammals have live babies and platypuses lay eggs, so it can't be a mammal. We go back and forth a bit more and I ask if I'm able to prove to her I'm right. Will she give me the points tomorrow? She laughs and says, "Sure, kid," and demands I return to my seat. I go home hot and decide to do my worst. The next day I walk into class with an animal encyclopedia bookmarked with a platypus bookmark to the correct entry for platypus, wearing my Mammals of Australia t-shirt with platypus front and center labelled, a data fact sheet from Mammals of the World, and about 6 other animal books. She took one look at me and just went still. I walked up and started introducing my sources, and she said, fine, I'll change your grade, and waves me back to my seat. I didn't stop grinning until I got home. Yeah, platypuses are mammals. Platypuses and echidnas are monotremes, and they do lay eggs. I've never actually, I grew up in Australia, in case you didn't know that. I've never actually seen a platypus in the wild, but I have seen an echidna in the wild, just once, so, but yeah, platypuses are pretty cool. Okay, here's the next story. You want me in? Okay then. This happened 12 to 15 years ago. My ex-boss was a bully. I took the official route and he lost his job in the end for breaking pregnancy laws. Around this time, I kept getting really bad ear infections in my ears. I was told I can still work. Important to note that I'm deaf and wear 2 hearing aids. Without them, I hear nothing. So, he had me on a freezing snowy day stand outside running a stand about environmental work that was due to be carried out. I had a bad ear and a cold already. By the end of the day, I couldn't feel my feet. Steel toe-cap boots work made us wear. Boss told me it was my fault for not drinking hot liquids. The next day was Saturday, and I spent the day in the warmth of my flat trying to get better, but my ear was killing me. So I called our out-of-hours NHS and told me to go to a treatment centre. Was seen and got told I had a very nasty ear infection and gave me antibiotics. Woke up Sunday to my ear twice its normal size, burning and half my face numb. I knew I was in a bad way. Drove myself to A&E at 1 a.m. All they could do at the time was give me pain meds and make me comfortable until the ear specialist came in on Monday morning. Several hours go by and by then I can't move my jaw, my ear is swollen shut. My ear was so badly infected that I was admitted onto the ward with a drip of antibiotics, a wick in my closed ear, I passed out when they did this, to put antibiotics in the ear and a morphine pump. Anyhow, after 2 weeks, I was back at work in front of my boss and the HR lady as I'd gone over my 10 sick days allowance. I was in the hospital for over a week. Doesn't matter, you should have still come into work if you have a bad ear. I said, I do, but if both flares up, I can't come in. I work outside with the public. HR lady said, that's fine, we give you office work, phone duties. I said, you want me to come in when I can't wear my hearing aids and do phone duties? Both her and the boss said yes. Okay, fine then. Signed the paperwork to say we had this chat, etc. I was angry as I felt he had caused me to be in hospital, and they don't just keep you for the sake of it. Sure enough, the following month both ears flared up and I couldn't wear both hearing aids. It was scary for me to leave my home not being able to hear, but I had to follow their rules. Got into the office, told my boss my ear's gone bad again, but I'm here. I was told later I had shouted. Boss said something, I decided not to lip read. I wasn't making it easy for him. I kept shouting, what did you say? A few times, then he wrote, go to the desk over there and deal with any phone queries. Okay! So I sat there, staring at the phone, waiting for it to ring. After a couple of hours, the phone hasn't rung. Boss came over and started talking to me, red in the face. I looked at him puzzled and said, what did you say? He looked so angry and wrote down, why aren't you answering the phone? I looked back at him and said, well, I haven't heard it rung yet. I swear he had steam coming out of his ears. I got sent back home as I was a health and safety risk. Apparently, the phone had been ringing off the hook the whole time, but of course I couldn't hear it ringing. Seriously, asking a deaf person who can't wear their hearing aids to do phone duties? Thankfully, I only had one more hospital-induced ear infection since, and strangely, after having my tonsils removed, after way too many tonsillitis, I haven't had one ear infection. Well, I'm glad you got the ear infections under control, but I'm sorry, what the heck was your boss thinking? Like, what is that logic? Is that logic? I don't know. Okay, here's the next story. Won't approve vacation time? That's cool. How about paid sick leave? From a medic in the pre-pandemic times. We do our scheduling 2 months in advance for work, since most people have multiple jobs, and EMS isn't the kind of job that can just hang a "be back in 15 minutes" sign on the door. So after diligently working for my company for over a year, I finally wanted to use some of my vacation days I'd accrued. Issue was, there's like 8 levels of management, so it's hard to get things approved when we work overnights and management works business hours. I asked my supervisor to approve some vacation time several months out. He says to try and trade shifts with an employee so no one has to take actual time off. I don't care so long as I get my trip. So I booked my flight and try and trade my shifts. 2 months out from my flight, no one traded for my shifts. My supervisor won't approve vacation time. So I talked to his boss. Same story. Try and get a shift trade. Says he can't approve vacation time. I say I'm still going on my trip. 1 month out from the trip. No changes. Supervisor and his boss can't approve my time. And at this point, they say the schedule is set and I'm stuck with my shift since no one would take a trade. So I called their boss and she says it's too late to do anything about it. 2 weeks till my flight. No coworker wanted to trade for my shifts. No manager 3 tiers up would approve vacation time. So I call our dispatch center and call out as if I was emergently sick, but 2 weeks advance notice. Legally, dispatch can't ask questions, and the dispatcher just chuckled, realizing I was calling out sick in advance, and just pulled me off the schedule. Not 3 minutes later, I get a phone call from the highest up manager I've ever spoken to. She said I can't call out sick 3 shifts in a row 2 weeks in advance. I'm like, frickin' bet. What are you going to do about it? I mention all my email correspondence with our other manager refusing to approve vacation time and say I'm just going to call out since I've not been allowed to use my time. She drops a threat. Well, if you call out 3 consecutive shifts, you need to go to occupational medicine and get approved to come back to work from a long illness. Without skipping a beat, I go, well, my flight back gets in real late Tuesday, so might as well put me off the Wednesday shift too, and make it an even 4 days since I won't be able to get to OMS that day. We have a long silent pause on the phone. Well, next time just call me first and I'll approve the vacation time. Don't worry about OMS and don't miss that Wednesday shift. A nice little victory of mine against a giant healthcare corporation, since they won't approve my vacation days, but they can't question my sick days if I'm willing to take them. It just seems so dumb. And I just don't get that not approving vacation time. Like, I don't know. I don't know how things are in the US. Maybe it's more common there to be like this. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed those r/malicious compliance stories read by me, Red. Please give the video a like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe as well if you haven't done that already. Thank you so much for watching today, guys, and I will see you tomorrow.